Welcome to Miami, guys, where finding parking can take you more than 20 minutes. But stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Car Chapter. As in you already seen earlier, today's video is gonna be kind of different. I'm in Miami right now and it's about 7:30. It's almost sunset time, and the reason why is that it's been kind of a rough 24 hours for me. So my flight was at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then since there's construction in Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport, I wanted to make sure that I get there kind of early, and since I get off work at about 10 or 11, and I had a pack, so that means I only had about an hour or two to prepare, and then fast forward, basically I didn't sleep. I only slept 2 hours for the entire night. I had to wake up at 3 and then get to the airport by 5, and apparently a lot of people like flying early. I'll never fly early ever again. Lesson learned. So we flight was at 7. We got here at 9. Took the Toro car, which is the IS 200T, and I'm gonna talk about that later on. And then fell asleep for 3 hours, and then got some food, and then now here I am talking to you, and then I'm getting ready for sunset to come down, and it's you already seen the view. It's amazing. So this is the 36th floor, and it's the highest guest floor that you can get in this hotel. I'll put a link on the website of the hotel below, and it's called East Miami. It's in the heart of downtown Miami, Brickell. And for those of you that are scared of heights, and when you saw how high it is, it's pretty squeamish. I mean, the balcony isn't exactly big either. It's pretty small, and I'm not afraid of heights, but when I look down, I kind of got squeamish a little bit. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the Q60. So I've had the car since, well, let's say the beginning of February, because I took delivery on the 31st of January of this year, and now it's June, so we're entering the 5th month of ownership, almost 5th month of ownership. But I feel like I want to go ahead and address this issue. Some people have been asking me, did I ever regret giving up the Kia Stinger for the Q60? Some people have asked me, did I regret buying the Q60? Well, this video is gonna answer all of those. So before I can tell you if I did regret buying the Q60 or not, we have to go back to the Kia Stinger, because we have to go back to why I purchased the Kia Stinger in the first place. So I have the BMW 440. So that's always been my dream car. Yeah, I've always wanted a sporty. Well, let's not say sporty. Let's not bring sporty in this discussion. But I wanted a BMW, and I wanted the 640 originally. But since at the time I figured that the 640 was a little bit too big, the 440 was a nice compromise. It was low and wider than the 3 Series, but it wasn't as big as the 5 Series, which I was afraid of would be too big to drive in a spirited fashion because of how large it is. It's a mid-size sedan, and so I bought that. And then since I got engaged, buying the Kia Stinger was actually more of an engagement present for my fiance, because back when because she had this old 2005 Accord that we need to get rid of because it was just too old and it had about almost 250,000 miles. Everything was just, coming down on the car, and then fixing the car against the value of the car didn't make sense. So I just wanted to sell it so that she wouldn't have any, so she would have a peace of mind driving the next car. So I figured, why not go with something that's comfortable, but comfortable, kind of luxurious, and then it just screams wow when she gets into the car. So I looked at the Lexus RC350. It's too small. I looked at the Audi S3. The interior wasn't on to par, honestly, for how small it was. I get that it's an entry sports sedan, but so Audi S3 is out of the question. Mustang, I don't really like Mustangs. It's not a hate thing. It's just I don't know why, but when I see Mustangs, I just don't see that it's for me. I like cars. Muscle cars aren't really my thing. I appreciate them, but they're not really my thing. So at the time, the Kia Stinger just recently launched. I think it was only about, it wasn't even a year released into market yet. And then so I go ahead into the nearest Kia dealership, and then I saw the GT1 and GT2, and then I wanted the GT1 because it was the sweet spot. You get all the luxurious features such as blind spot monitoring. You get the sunroof. You get the 365 horsepower twin turbo V6. Basically everything except the power lift gate, the bolster adjustments, the ventilated seats, the 360 camera, and the Napa leather that you would get on the GT2. So I took that deal, and then in the end I only paid about 42 grand for the GT, a 365 twin turbo V6 that was developed by BMW and Audi. So that was when she got in it, she liked it. She liked it a lot, but as time went on, I took the car to two road trips. One, I took it to Panama 2 times, and then from there, it was kind of, I'll admit, it was kind of towards the sporty side. I wasn't expecting it to be that sporty. It was really firm in the way the suspension is set up. Even it had adjustable suspensions based on the driving modes that you select. It was really firm. You feel the bumps and comfort mode, and then after an hour, after every time you drive it for a longer periods of time, my back kind of hurts. I don't know if it's because I have a lower bad back or anything, but in comparison, I drove the BMW from Atlanta to Clearwater, which is about a good 6.5 to 7 hours, and it's about 500 miles. And I've never had any problems with it. I never had my backs hurt or anything. And I took the BMW to Panama too. I've never had any issues, honestly. So from there, I was in a good spot and a bad spot at the same time. I had two cars that was essentially in the same segment, the 440 and the Kia Stinger, and they drove almost exactly the same way. It's just that the Stingers, you feel the weight a little bit more, and then it didn't have the nice exhaust note as the B58 440. And even with launch control, the Stinger is only uh, 0.2 or 0.1 second faster than the 440 in launch when you use launch control. And honestly, the interior quality is just, I wouldn't say it's bad, but the middle console there, it chips away very easily, and then it starts to lose its aura. Once you come off the honeymoon period, it just starts to come off as a Audi wannabe. And I like the car. I loved how practical it was. It was a hatchback. We moved, and then since we had the 440 and the Stinger, we had two hatchbacks, so we didn't need to use like any trunks or anything. We just needed to put all of our stuff into the cars and then just you know, took several trips back from our old place to our new place, and it was good, but I was looking for something towards the luxurious side, the luxurious and comfort side, you know. So then we get over to the Q60. So coming up from the Stinger, we wanted something to be more comfortable and then more luxurious feeling on the interior. And I've wanted to buy the Q60 even before about the 440, but since back then I didn't want a two-door car, I only had one car. I wanted with a four-door, so enter the 440 Grand Coupe. But now that we already have that, I figured we could make do with the four-door or a two-door car. So we test drove the Q60. What I test drove a CPO model, which is pretty fully loaded with all the direct adaptive steering, which is basically cancer. You don't feel anything on the road in the steering, and I got mine. I got the carbon package on mine. I got the radiant lighting package on mine, and that was it. No driver's assistance. It only had the emergency braking thing that I always turn off anyways because I always find it to be annoying and intrusive based on my style of driving. It's just that I don't drive recklessly. It's just that for traffic, it's not really convenient when it beeps every single time and it really intrudes, you know. So I got this. It was MSRP was at about 58 grand, and then I got a discount back then because it was towards the end of the first quarter profits for Infiniti. So I got it for about 53 and some change. And this was a Red Sport 400, as you already know by now if you follow my channel. And if you haven't already followed my channel, go ahead and subscribe to Car Chapter because we're doing awesome things. And honestly, I've been doing too many mods with my cars as of late so that I don't have time to do all the reviews that I want to do like here. But here we are. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, follow us on Instagram. So back to the point. So I found this Red Sport 400 Q60 with only 5,300. And then honestly, on straight line, it's faster than the Stinger for 4.5 seconds, but not by much because maybe weird to say, but most of the time I don't even drive my car 10/10ths of the way. I only drive it like 7/10ths or 8/10ths because for the life that I'm living, I don't have any. I don't really drive fast most of the time because, well, I'm always with my fiance most of the time, so I can't drive 10/10ths unless I'm by myself, like you see on the POV driving video of the Q60. Go ahead and check that out. And even then, I couldn't go full on with that video 10/10ths on that video because it was a public road, and then it had a lot of visitor sites. So I really didn't want to push it 10/10ths because 10/10ths car without limited slip differential, I'm scared of pushing the Infiniti too much like that. Anywho, 5 months down the line, I am honestly disappointed with the Q60. Not that I regret buying it. I don't regret buying it, but it's just that I thought it would be a little bit more sporty than I thought it would be. You know, I'm not looking for anything too firm like the Stinger, but I'm looking for something like a happy medium, you know. But the Q60's just, you know, just held back by its transmission. It comes across as a lazy car that you want to push, it doesn't want to go fast, but once it goes fast, it goes bonkers. There's no happy medium, so it's either 2/10ths or 10/10ths, you know. And depending on how you drive or when you use the car, I use it for daily. I use it as a daily because of that XPEL logo about how lazy it is. So and to add a limited strip differential to the Red Sport, you have to do you have to do aftermarket tune mod to it. It's crazy. You can't option a Red Sport with the limited slip differential, whereas in the Kia Stinger, the GT2 gets you a limited slip differential, and then in the BMW you can option it with the track package. But so basically, she likes the Q60. It's a happy medium for a DD car, and so the BMW is mostly in the garage, and we only use it when we're off and then we're on our weekends, you know, trying to enjoy the car. while we're off, or somewhere doing something fun. So that's why you've been seeing the BMW lately. And since I'm getting ready to use the BMW to go on a trip to Vegas, I'm kind of saving the miles on it. And I'm next video you're gonna see with the BMW, we're gonna go ahead and do an exhaust video and then go to the dealership to get it checked out, so for any possible issues that I might have, because getting stuck in the middle of Texas is not my plan of going to Vegas. And I don't think I'm gonna be stuck in Vegas, because knock on wood, nothing's ever happened between the BMW. And so yeah, I like the Q60. I just am disappointed a little bit to it. The inside quality is top notch. It pays attention to every little detail. I've discussed this in my like video and my what I don't like about it video. Go ahead and check those out in the card up there. But basically, between all the little annoyances of the Q60, I would rate it about 7 out of 10. It's more comfortable than the Kia Stinger. I drove it from Atlanta to Clearwater, and then I've never had any discomfort or anything. I always use it in Sport Plus and in manual mode, and that actually gets better gas mileage than it does when you're putting in comfort. That shows how bad well, it's not how bad, it shows how lacking the transmission is. Let me put this into perspective. My rental is in Lexus IS 200T, and then that transmission seems a little bit more responsive than my Q60 Red Sport. But even though the Lexus 200T is only a base engine, it does use the same torque converter automatic that you would use in the IS 350 F Sport. And it's just that the Q60's gearings is too tall, and the sweet spot is 3rd and 4th gear, but 5th, 6th, and 7th it's basically for overdrive, and that's why I don't really have much time. I don't really enjoy driving it spirited. But for long GT purposes, the Q60 hits the spot right. And the seats are comfortable. The bolsterings are very aggressive, too aggressive sometimes. But the door panels are nicely padded. You know. So basically, if you're in the market for a luxurious GT car, get the Q60. But if you're wanting something sporty, get the Kia Stinger, or get the Kia Stinger, or get the AMG C43, because I've heard those are the stiffest, because the BMW is not really stiff as far as I know, as far as what I've experienced. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. If that fire alarm is annoying, I don't know if that's a fire alarm or not, because I have not seen anything related to a fire alarm except for that sound. But it's annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel like I said earlier. Stay tuned, because I'm going to give you guys more views of Miami. I mean, I should move to Miami, but I shouldn't, because of how often they get hurricanes, and how, you know, well, it's like LA 2.0, you know. So thank you for watching. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye.